Recording has started. And then I will start admitting people. All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our webinar. Great to have you with us for our first webinar of the year on brain health in the age of AI, jointly co-hosted by Women in Tech Finland and Focus Tiger. I just want to share a few quick practicalities before we start. First of all, this webinar is being recorded, and as we already have close to 100 people joining us today, your audios and video are disabled. However, our team are active in the chat, so please go and say hello and introduce yourself and what would you like to get from this webinar there. We will also have a dedicated Q&A session at the end, so please drop your question throughout this event in the Q&A box. You can find it by clicking on the three dots that says more, and the Q&A will be found there, and then we will answer your questions after the presentation. And if you already see a question in the chat that you also would like to ask, please upvote it so we know that those questions are of high demand. And for the agenda for today, first, Katja will start us off by introducing Women in Tech Finland. Then Johanna will continue with her presentation on brain health in the age of AI. And then we reserve for the last 15 minutes for Q&A. So now I would like to welcome Katja Toropainen, the CEO of Inclusive, the team behind Women in Tech Finland. Go ahead, Katja.
Thank you, Trang, and good morning, everyone. Welcome on my behalf as well. Like said, I'm Katja Toropainen, CEO at Inclusive, and Inclusive is the current home of Women in Tech Finland that we've been running since 2020. And Women in Tech Finland is one of the largest tech communities in Finland with over 33,000 engaged followers and a growing national network and content that reaches around 500,000 people per year. And our mission is to foster a more diverse and inclusive tech industry and create spaces and networking opportunities especially for women in tech, but all genders are welcome to our events. And today I'll share a bit about Women in Tech, how it began, what we stand for, and how our community continues to grow, and also some exciting event news. You'll be first ones to hear about it. So we all know that tech industry has been for a very long time very male dominated. There's a lot of barriers and challenges still related to inclusion and equality in tech. Women still face glass ceilings. There is a need for more diverse role models. Instead of mentorship, we should have more sponsorship for women and all underrepresented people in the tech field. And in addition to all of these barriers, and that there's still a lot more to do to create a more equal uh, playing field. What is very important for Women in Tech Finland since the beginning has been to really create like spaces and events, communities, and networking for people, and really also get to discuss very interesting technology topics. So a bit about our journey. Women in Tech Finland began its journey already in 2012 as a very pioneering network for women in tech when none other women in tech networks yet existed in Finland. Um, Technology pioneers Marja Miettinen and Anne Stenroos, and then more women joined, co-founding the Women in Tech Finland network. And for the first years, almost closer to 10 years, it operated under the technology industries of Finland. And from the very beginning, the mission has been to offer networking opportunities and interesting technology content. And in 2020, Women in Tech Finland joined forces with Inclusive. We're a consultancy dedicated to helping organizations and workplaces to build more diverse and inclusive cultures. And today, Women in Tech is a community of around 50 partner organizations and thousands of individuals who follow our content and join events and are part of the community, sharing the same vision of building more equal, inspiring future for the tech field in Finland. And how do we achieve our mission, or what kind of activities are we doing? We're hosting breakfast dates and afterworks. They're informal, friendly gatherings where people can connect, share insights, and also build lasting relationships. And sometimes it can be the conversations over coffee that open the biggest doors. We've heard amazing stories from the breakfast dates and afterworks. Then there's also concepts like mentoring night and upskilling night to provide guidance at the beginning stages of careers and help women who are newer to tech or to build confidence and find guidance for career development. While upskilling nights are designed for mid to senior level professionals, giving more tools to stay like sharp, relevant, and competitive in a fast evolving industry. And then lastly, Women in Tech Forum is this biannual full day event that brings together 500 to 1,000 attendees, and it's a day packed with inspiring keynotes, hands-on workshops, and networking with partner companies. But more than that, it's a space for, all the women in tech to come together and also meet up with each other and network. And over the past decade, our network has grown from, a small pioneering initiative into a nationwide community that brings together professionals across industries. It's becoming bigger, also more diverse in terms of partner companies and the community overall. And in addition to the events, there's also role model blogs on our website highlighting inspiring women in tech. And then there's also year-round, there's different theme weeks on our socials where we share insights from different women related to different topical themes and topics. And now you're actually the first ones to hear this now somewhere publicly. Save the date for this year's Women in Tech Forum. It's our flagship event bringing together 500 to 1,000 tech professionals, companies, and role models for a full day of inspiration and networking. The theme for this year is Tech Horizons, Impacting Our Future, and it focuses on innovation, leadership, and impact in technology. As final things, if you want to follow us or learn more, if you are interested in getting your company to join as a partner, you can get in touch and learn more about how your company can take part. So you can scan this if you want to book a meeting with us, or you can also go to our womenintech.fi website and go to team and contact page and directly book a meeting with us to learn more about these opportunities. And then also, if you want to follow and stay up to date about our events, there's a few channels. You can also, these are QR codes, so you can also scan these. So we're very active on LinkedIn. We have a Telegram chat, Instagram, and then also Facebook page. And also, if you like newsletters more, you can go to our website and subscribe to that. I think that's all for now. We have a very exciting presentation coming up. So next time, actually, excited for what's to come. So at Women in Tech and in our events, we often talk about growth, staying up to date with change, with technological topics. And the reality, like nowadays, for many of us, looks like, constant context switching, learning new AI tools, keeping up with these rapid releases, and navigating like an endless amount of information. We're surrounded by AI-generated content, insights, and data, and it's not always easy to verify. So no wonder our cognitive load is higher than ever. And that's why today's topic is like so exciting, brain health in the age of AI, and so timely. And the goal today is to explore how we can use AI in a way that supports our brains instead of draining them, and also to give you practical insights on how to stay, focused, sharp, and resilient. So without further ado, I'm presenting Johanna Vilmi, psychologist and the COO and co-founder of Focus Tiger, a neuroscience-based solution helping knowledge workers improve focus and productivity. She co-created Focus Tiger after seeing firsthand how challenging sustained attention has become in a modern work. So welcome, Johanna. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Katja. Thank you very much. I start by sharing my presentation. Yeah, here we go. Okay, yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today. Just like Katja said, I'm Johanna. I'm a psychologist, performance psychologist, and especially I have specialized to help brain workers, knowledge workers, and organizations to tackle these modern work-life issues that are training our brains, just like Katja said. Really shortly about Focus Tiger, who we are, where we come from. Focus Tiger is a 100% female-founded tech company from Finland, which we are really, really proud of. We have had a great start. We are 3.5 years old. We are bootstrapping. It's going great. We are growing quite fast currently. We have won some. Sorry, wrong slide. This way, yeah. Some awards. Last summer in Germany, in Frankfurt, we were a finalist in this AI Impact Summit, which was really cool. And the problem we are solving is a global one. The attention span of a brain worker has dropped dramatically in the recent years, and it's because of the current environment we are living, and the work life, the organizational cultures, but also our own habits. In the age of AI, especially, we need strong self-leadership skills, and we need to know the basics of how brain works, what the brain needs to stay to function properly. And that's not a common knowledge, and that's something that we that's our mission in Focus Tiger, to spread that knowledge, and not only spread knowledge, but also teach people easy to use kind of brain hacks or tools, habits, smart habits, so that everybody can actually perform at their best, be well, feel well, and enjoy what they are doing at their job every day. But the current work life is quite it's looking quite bad actually. Last year, Microsoft published a report where they had studied 31,000 brain workers, knowledge workers, and how they use Teams app. I think quite many of you know or have using the Microsoft Teams themselves. And based on that data, employees are interrupted on average 275 times per day. That means an external interruption after every 2 minutes during the whole workday. And multitasking, meaning that we are trying to do 2 or more cognitive tasks at the same time, which is, by the way, impossible with our simple human brains, takes on average 2.1 hours of productive work time from our days. And we do need focus in able to, well, learn. We will go that deeper today, and in able to be innovative or create anything, be productive. So we need to learn how to support the focus, and also how to train the skill to focus, because it is a skill that can be trained. So that's basically what we do at Focus Tiger. And Focus Tiger is or organizations who use Focus Tiger and who offers that to their employees. Employees gain on average 2.2 productive hours per week, extra productive hours per week. And also they improve their stress management skills and prevent the future burnout quite effectively. A lot of other data, interesting data we collect as well. Focus Target's research at the University of Helsinki. Everything is science-based. Everything we talk here today is science-based, as much as there are research done about AI and brain, because this is a really new topic. But we let's take a look what the science says today about AI and brain. And here are some of our fantastic customers. I know I just noticed some familiar company names in the chat when you introduced yourselves. So I know some Focus Tigers there here online as well. So that's really cool. But yeah, let's get into our topic today. I think it's a great time to be alive, isn't it? Because AI is the most powerful tool humans have ever created, and we are here and we get to experience all that. We get to use it, we get to build with it, and we get to live through the transformation of work life, transformation of our lifestyle in general. I think that's a privilege, and it's quite exciting and historic at the same time. And the questions we are pondering today are these, like, what's happening in our brains when we use generative AI, and how should we use the generative AI in favor of our cognitive capabilities? And are we using AI to think better or just faster? I think this is a very important question to ask ourselves every day. And also, how do we protect and sharpen our cognitive capabilities in the age of AI? Okay, and you are welcomed to ask more questions. You can write them in the chat, and let's make sure we have some time in the end to answer a few of those. Okay, but first, so that this is kind of the challenge that I always ask on my keynotes, that please don't multitask during this time together. You can be physically active go outside, take a walk, and take your headphones with you. Being motorically, physically active actually helps your brain to focus on what on this one thing only. Or you can be otherwise active. Actually, it's a science-based tool or kind of a brain hack for improving your focus. If you take a pen and a piece of paper and start doodling, just doing some well, whatever abstract images you want to draw, it activates your brain and your motoric cortex, and it helps you focus on one thing only. But please don't read anything else. Don't write any messages. Challenge yourself for this next half an hour or so to focus only on one thing. Okay, I hope you are with me. You challenge yourself with this one. Okay, as we speak, AI is reshaping how we work. It boosts our productivity like never before, and it takes away the strain of all kind of micro decisions. For example, what to have for dinner. You can ask AI for that. We don't need to train our brains with these small everyday decisions, so that we can focus on bigger picture, more meaningful decisions. And if you don't remember something, AI is there to help us, offers us answers to all kind of questions. And what's wonderful, AI democratizes learning. Like if you want to study, let's say, quantum mechanics, all you need to do is start. You can start to spar with AI. So I think that's really, really wonderful, and something that is there available for almost everyone. So we all share this AI hype, right? But there is the key message of this keynote that AI is only a superpower if we humans remain cognitively strong. That doesn't happen automatically. On the contrary, just like buying your first car decreases your daily steps, and you need to be more mindful to get enough physical activity into your everyday lives. Without paying attention, you can start to replace your individual effortful thinking with AI tools. So this is kind of a new challenge for us that we didn't have before AI. Before the generative AI tools, we had to use our brains every day, but now we can go through our work days like pretty much not using our cognitive skills. So we need to pay attention for that a lot. So basically at work, we don't want to be only editors, curators, or supervisors. We still want and need to create ourselves. We shouldn't let AI make too many decisions because we don't want to lose our own problem-solving skills, right? And we want to keep a functioning memory and make the effort of active recalling at least every now and then, at least a few times a day, right? And let's make sure we still learn on a deep level, and let's not settle for pseudo-learning. The ability to learn, focus, think deeply, all these cognitive skills will always be important for individuals and organizations. So we don't want to lose those skills. Okay, but let's start with the pros. How AI can boost brain health and cognition, and also engagement and motivation towards work. Well, AI isn't just a tool for getting more done. It's an opportunity to create space for the work that truly matters. So we can use AI to reduce repetitive and training tasks as your sparring partner. It's tireless. You can ask like, I don't know, infinite amount of questions, and it never gets frustrated. That's wonderful. We can use AI to learn and practice to overcome procrastination. That's wonderful. Like when you need to start to write something, you don't have this plunk or white paper syndrome in a way that you can just spar a few minutes with AI and then you have the first idea and you can start writing. For example, you can protect your focus with AI. For example, instead of and also like your colleagues' focus, because you can ask these easy questions from AI, and you don't need to interrupt your colleagues, for example. Just like this is like everyday example, there are a lot of examples how AI can protect your focus. There are a lot of tools for that. For example, Focus Tiger. We use AI in Focus Tiger. We can use, of course, when AI is taking care of the monotonous, easy, repetitive tasks, it makes room for the most meaningful work, right? So are you using AI to actually create more space for meaningful work, or are you letting it fill your time with more of the same? How do you use AI? I think that's really a really important question here today. Yeah, so AI boosts productivity and frees up hours. But how do you choose to spend these hours? If you have an example, you can write in the chat. I would really like to hear that. And another important question to ask ourselves is that is my daily goals aligned with what you can achieve with AI? Like really, the question is, have the goals at your work changed in the era of AI? We have this powerful productivity tool at our use every day, but why then have not every company been able to increase their productivity? Recently, the American research organization called National Bureau of Economic Research conducted a survey of 6,000 CEOs and other CXOs in US, Great Britain, Germany, and Australia. And 6,000 CEOs or C-level people, and 89% of them said that AI has not yet had any significant impact on their productivity. Why? Well, one reason is that we haven't set high enough goals. AI is a tool for scaling. What took a week previously can now be achieved within an hours with AI. So what have you been able to scale with AI? I think we need these everyday examples so that people understand how they can use AI at their favor, in the best possible way to improve their productivity at their work. So please share your best AI kind of how AI has helped you to improve your productivity. Have you been able to set higher level goals for yourself? And then another question is that do you feel that today's work demands more from your cognitive abilities? If you do feel, you can kind of give a thumbs up or raise your hand. And on the other hand, has work, or like this is the opposite, has work become easier? How do you think? Or does it depend? Because I think it depends. It depends a lot because basically AI is freeing up some time so that we can raise the bar. And that's what AI should be used, so that we could really kind of use the time for more hard thinking, more learning, do some more higher level decisions. But do we actually behave like that? Currently, we don't in a big picture. So we should ask that, is the future for lazy brains or deep thinkers? And I think the decisions is us to make. There are some research done on this topic. And when we learn to aim higher, when we learn to think out of the box, what does that require from our still and always most important tool, our brains? Brain performance, the tool that comes with no spare parts, right? it's a prerequisite for gaining wonderful results with AI as well, right? And we need to take care of those skills. And human brains grow stronger through effortful thinking. Cognitive skills decline when we stop engaging in tasks that challenge our brains, like memory, reasoning, problem solving, and creativity. And before generative AI, we had to do this every day to kind of be able to accomplish anything at our task. But today, many of these tasks can be outsourced to AI. And what happens in our brains? Well, a recent study from MIT from last year found that university students who used an AI tool to write an essay showed less brain activity during the task compared to a group of students who completed the same task independently without AI. And students using AI felt like the essay was the machine's words, not their own. Other students report the same pattern happening. And when students or knowledge workers rely too much on AI, they think less deeply, they skip the effort of questioning, connecting ideas, or checking whether something is really true. And scientists even talk about cognitive atrophy. But we have to remember that there are no long-term follow-ups yet of this stuff. Generalizability can be questioned and so on. Science always comes a bit behind because AI is developing so fast. But what is striking is that, and perhaps very true, that our thinking skills can fade if we stop using them. And this doesn't mean AI is bad, it means how we use it matters. In able to learn anything, the brain always needs at least these three things. There has to be the motivation. It guides our attention spotlight, and attention spotlight can be only at one place at the same time. That's why I ask you not to multitask during this webinar. Otherwise, you won't remember anything from this later on, and you can't learn. So we need focus so that our memory can actually function, that we give it a chance to kind of learn, our brains to learn anything. Learning means that we need to build neural connections, and it's active processing instead of passive exposure. There happens this encoding, consolidation, and retrieval processes that we can't bypass, you know. We have to give our brains time and space to really do this processing. And there are several brain areas involved. We really need to ensure that we let ourselves and our employees the time and the tools to learn. And AI is here a bit tricky because we get the answers from AI. AI can create these summaries of, scientific articles, for example, but do we really internalize that if we don't do the hard work of learning ourselves? We don't give us enough time and we don't focus long enough to the thing we want to learn. So this is something that I'm a bit worried. So we need to be the humans in charge, really. Otherwise, like, you know, there is a risk that we don't actually learn. AI scales thinking, but if the thinking is bad, you know, outdated or wrong, scaling does more harm than good, right? And there is also the risk of average thinking. And this is what comes to creativity. Generative AI is currently a tool for averages. So what happens to you when you create if you let AI do the thinking for you? A study at Cornell looked at students from the US and India writing about their favorite foods and traditions, and some wrote on their own, and while others were using AI. And the answers of students who relied at AI became more Western-like, you know, pizza, sushi, Christmas, stuff like that, while unique cultural and personal details faded away. AI kind of flattened the unique ideas toward the safe average. So AI is a tool of averages. So we shouldn't rely too much on AI. If we are professionals or experts on something, using AI can actually track us down. Of course, if we are not professionals on something, AI can help to kind of raise our level a bit. But we need to know where we are and for what reasons we are using the AI so that it won't track us down. Right. Okay. So I think the important question is, and this is something you should ask from yourself every day and when you're using AI, and also ask this from your colleagues and your employees, like how clear is your thinking, and well, how to define what clear thinking means, because AI doesn't kind of there's no friction. AI is always there, like it can't tell if your thinking is clear or not. It's a tool for scaling. It scales good or bad, right? And the other thing is that what we need to ask, what does our organization need to hear instead of what it wants to hear? Because AI is always like, that always gives this kind of a feedback that, oh, that's such an insightful thinking or correction, and it's always there to support us. But if our thinking is not clear in the first place, it doesn't give us the answers we want, or we need. It gives the answers we want, right? And there's this slight difference there. Okay, so the question is, do you always choose the elevator to think fast and get to the solution as soon as possible? Or do you sometimes take the stairs and do the hard thinking yourself? Really, you want to pay this effort, and I think we should go to the stairs every day. We should choose the stairs, and sometimes we need to choose the elevator when we need to get to the solution fast. But I think we need to be mindful which one we choose, depending on the context and what is the goal of whatever the situation is. Or do we always like take the fast and easy route like the scooter? Or sometimes do we want to really pay the effort or see the effort and take the steps ourselves? Yeah. Okay, so this is what the science says. If you use AI to substitute cognitive effort, it can lead to reduced critical thinking, reduced memory retention, cognitive atrophy even, and homogenization of ideas, which has some effects on creativity and less brain activity. But AI's effects on the brain are context dependent. When we use AI to augment rather than replace our own thinking, it can enhance cognitive abilities. It shouldn't be a substitute of active cognitive effort. There will be some negative consequences of that eventually in the long term. So use it or lose it. We need to use our brains. We need to do some hard thinking, some effortful we need to ask the hard questions from ourselves and try to find the answer. We need to do some actual learning, not just getting fast the answers. So practice these skills. Well, skill to focus. Read at least one long text every day. Who does that? I would like to hear. And creativity. Write at least one original idea before using AI. And memory. If you don't remember something, try to recall it yourself before asking AI. like write it down by hand or ask AI to quiz you on the content it generated. Otherwise, we lose our recalling skill, right? Okay, AI can enhance cognition when used well. If we use to augment rather than replace thinking, AI can expand our knowledge quickly, accelerate prototyping, accelerate learning as a sparring partner, provide new perspectives, support creativity, and of course, like scale the thinking in many ways. And AI should be used to spark our thinking, not to replace it. How we use it matters. But AI can't teach us everything. We can't use AI to everything, you know. And here are actually something that we should, some habits that we should incorporate into our everyday lives outside of AI that helps to keep our brains healthy and the cognitive skills in a good place. For example, sense of direction. When's the last time that you navigated to a new location without using GPS? Like actually trying to find your way or taking the paper map. Who does that? It would be so good brain training moment to do that. Focus, yeah, just like I said, we need the skill to focus to like if we ever want to learn anything or we want to be productive at our knowledge work, so we need to practice the focusing skill. So for example, one way to practice the skill to focus is to read one long text. Really focus on that only. No AI summaries, really like do the hard work. And creativity, like when you need to ideate something, first do it with yourself only or with a real another human being, and after that invite the AI to the table. Start with your own brains. A memory, if you struggle to recall something, like really try to push it, like, oh, what was the name that I'm like trying to remember. Use your brains first, ask AI later. And social skills, AI is super bad at teaching social skills. There is no friction there. AI is always supporting us. Of course, we can prompt an agent and ask it to be against us, but quite rarely we do that because we kind of get the comfort from AI being very empathetic and supportive for us. But that's not real life. There are in real life there are all kind of emotions we need to handle and all kind of like I don't know, nervous situations in the social interactions and a lot of discomfort. And we need to practice those situations in real life with real human beings. So swap AI for a human partner every now and then, coworker, friend, partner, discuss without screens, right? Face to face. And yeah, this discomfort as well, because in able to build our stress management skills or be more resilient, we need challenges. We need to go out there and actually challenge ourselves, put ourselves in this very uncomfortable situation, experience these very intense, difficult feelings, and then survive them. So then we can actually start to create a relationship with these feelings. They are not so scary or overwhelming anymore for us. If we don't do that, we are only giving more space to anxiety, giving more space to stress. It's quite paradoxical. Paradoxical, is that a word? Yeah. actually, but that's how the brain works. So really go out there, experience, talk to people, put yourself out of the famous comfort zone. So that's the way to build resilience, and AI can't teach us that. And also our brains really, really love offline time. So do things outside of screens, to go be physically active, meet people, do hands-on activities, enjoy art, like really read, have deep conversations with people. What AI doesn't have currently is this kind of taste and this kind of context understanding, and that's something that we need to develop we need to study history, and we need to study different cultural fields so that we can develop our own taste and our own judgment of whatever things we are dealing with. So that's why we need to be offline and live a life that is really that there's a lot of different that's offering a lot of different experiences for us. That's what our brain loves. Okay, here are some reference articles. There are a lot of research ongoing right now. Like you can see, many of these are from the last year. This is a new topic for science. So, and the AI is developing very fast. So science research always comes a bit behind, but that's something that we need to accept and be mindful when we are using AI. Because there's not going to be less work, and work is not going to get easier, but how we do it will set us apart, right? Thank you. I think now we have time for the questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Johanna. And there's been really good conversations also in the chat, and a lot of good perspectives being shared. You can still add your questions to the Q&A format if you have more, but I'll start asking a couple of questions from here. Johanna, can you explain more on what is pseudo-learning?
Pseudo-learning. How I understand it, it's like that we experience or think that we are learning something, but we actually are not. And you can notice it when, for example, you are using AI for creating a presentation, for example, quite current theme for me right now. And if someone would, and I would use AI to create the slides and the script and the whole kind of well, everything on my presentation, it can do a pretty good job, I think. But then if someone would ask me a question, how did you come up for this kind of idea? Or where did this come from? And I'm like, I don't actually know. I have no clue. So that's like a real sign that I haven't internalized the topic myself. And this is a real danger when we use AI for, well, at our work, that we don't really understand, like deeply understand what we are doing. That can be quite dangerous as well.
That actually already touches on the topic of the next question from Marta. You can see, Johanna, if you want to add anything on this, or if you already answered. The question is that what did you mean that one has to be careful when using AI for learning instead of pseudo learning?
Yeah, well, like how can you be sure that what AI is teaching you is actually true? You need to find another source to like kind of be really like, because AI wants to please you. So it doesn't necessarily tell you the truth or teach you the right thing. It can also hallucinate. So like you need to double check. That's like really, really important that you double check, because you can't, otherwise you can't know. And somehow if you are an expert on some topic, then you can use AI on more like more freely, because you have your own ability to judge. Like I can say to AI, like if it's I'm discussing with AI, for example, about focus, the human skill to focus. So I can say, okay, but you're wrong. That's not right. And then the AI says, oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I was like telling you not true things. So you need to have your own expertise first, or double check from somewhere else that the AI is actually giving you the right answers.
Yeah, that's such an important note. How about the next question? We have a question, how can I spend times for deep learning and focus on one thing when we now have the pressure to use AI and work more efficiently at work?
I think that's a question of organizational culture, that there's someone in the board of directors or in the management level or somewhere should understand that we can use AI for good or for bad. So, and definitely we don't want to use it for bad or wrong things in the organization. So there should be some guidelines for how to use AI, and how do we make sure we actually learn, not just pseudo learning, that we really it is kind of designed as a part of the organization. And this is a new thing for every organization. So let's not blame the management. They are also learning. So we can just let's start a conversation in our organization. So actually, I would ask that question in your organization from your supervisor, from your directors, and start the conversation. How do we make sure we have time for deep learning and focusing?
Yeah, there's like probably almost like every organization is struggling with that currently, and there's so much new information
Yeah.
all the time about it. Then there's like one not a question but a comment from Marta about the elevator versus chairs choice. That it may be a choice for some but not for everyone. That I have read about small businesses who have been kind of forced to use AI or else be beaten by the competition that gets there faster by using AI. Any thoughts on this, Johanna?
I think it's how we frame it. Yeah, for example, I use AI every day. I use AI, generative AI, quite a lot, and we use it inside Focus Tiger tool as well. But I don't feel that we have to do that. I think it's how we frame it. I think we use it when it's beneficial for us, and nobody should use AI if it's not beneficial for them. And it depends of the how you frame it. Of course, in able to keep up with the competition, you need to raise the bar. You need to be more productive, and you need to be able to deliver faster, and that's a fact. But then you need to decide, like, okay, how AI is actually supporting me in a good way on that. So I think it's how we frame it. That's the
Yeah.
question. Not an easy question.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I see more questions coming up, so definitely there's a lot of interest. Let's see how many we'll still have time to go through. We have time until 11, so still like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next question is from Laura. The question is, what would be the length of a long text? And I'm thinking this might be related to your tip about reading the
Yeah.
long text, right?
Yeah. Good question. Um, I think it depends of your current ability to focus, because long text can mean something else. Like it depends of a person what is a long text. But I would say like an scientific article, for example, like I don't know, few pages, few normal pages, or one chapter if you're reading a book, like a regular book, something like that. Or then you can just decide that, okay, for the next 30 minutes or 45 minutes, I will focus on reading, like make a mindful decision that I will focus on just reading. It doesn't have to be like anything like work related text. It can be science fiction or just like some kind of knowledge sorry, novel, or like not anything, like it doesn't always have to be so like that you are learning, or the goal is to develop yourself. You can just learn to enjoy reading. It actually helps a lot your skill to focus. But yeah, I think it's quite a lame answer to say it depends what's a long text.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the most important is it is something you're able to focus on.
Yeah. And a bit to struggle a bit, like feeling that I need to struggle to focus on something, like really kind of that you start to notice that your mind wanders somewhere else, and then you refocus. You track your focus back to the original task or the reading you were doing. That's a skill we need to practice a lot.
Mm,
And like to do that every day, that would be very important.
that's a good tip and also a good challenge, I believe, for all of us.
Yeah.
Um, The next question is from anonymous participant. You mentioned that AI does not have aesthetical taste, preferences, judgment, or understanding of context. Do you think this will change or develop?
Um, I'm not an AI specialist. I'm a brain specialist, more to say, but I think it will change. It definitely will change, and there are some already, for example, AI agents who do understand a certain uh, kind of like a limited context quite well, and they do have a memory, and um, they can be quite good in some narrow field. So yes, definitely it will change. Definitely it will change. But I think like AI still helps us on the level that our thinking is. So we need to be the human there. We need to be the ethical companion for AI, for the ethical thinking, for example. It has to be us doing that thinking, uh, like on a really like root level basis. It has to be us humans there, right? At least I
Yeah.
hope.
And the next one is from Apurva. If I can ask the question from another angle, how to not feel left behind if the work does not allow to use AI due to the nature of work when everyone is talking about AI? Like any suggestions on this kind of feeling?
Then that's a good question. I would like to ask like what kind of work you are meaning, but if that's the case, then I would say that learn to use AI tools on your free time for some like, I don't know, personal project, for example, because it's important because AI is not going anywhere. So it's very important that we all learn to use the AI tools so that and use them for the good and for our benefit. So yeah, maybe you can use that for something else.
Yeah. Great. I think then it's time for the last question of the day, I believe. This is from Heidi. Uh, this is maybe beside the topic, but how to keep up a good spirit. You know, AI is new, exciting, and I do use it often for work. However, I've noticed that AI topics makes me somewhat anxious, like feeling like being behind despite trying and worried about losing the job at the same time. So the pressure from workplace to get efficiency doesn't help. And there is the flood of new tools, exciting tools, but also kind of feeling like it's impossible to keep up. That's probably normal. But yeah, any advice on this, Johanna?
Yeah, I think Heidi, you already said it, that it's normal. I think that's feeling every our experience everyone is actually sharing. Uh, Actually, this morning before this webinar, I listened another webinar about AI, how AI is affecting how we think. And that helped me to understand that because there were some big names on the field from the field of AI and from the field of learning and brains and so on. And that helped me to understand like, okay, these people are talking exactly the same things that I'm thinking. They are worried about the same things that I'm worried. They are excited about the same things that I'm excited. So somehow I think that we are in this together, and there are, because this is a new thing and it's evolving, developing so fast, it will be every day kind of a new thing. So I think just like accepting that there are some uncertainties here. I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. And just jump in and kind of, despite these feelings, let's not these uncomfortable feelings to be a break for us for learning more about AI. Just kind of accepting it. Nobody knows really everything at this
Yeah.
point.
I think this is a perfect and also like, hopeful, optimistic note on how to end this. Thank you again, Johanna, so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us and for sharing all of these insights and also really practical tips. And big thank you to everyone who joined us today. I hope you're all leaving with at least one idea you can try already today. And if you'd like to stay connected with Women in Tech Finland, we'd love to have you join with us for the upcoming events and so forth. So thank you and have a fantastic, day with maybe a bit more brain health already.
Yeah, yeah, definitely go outside. At least here in Poro, where I am, sun is shining, so a little brain break outside does good.
That's beautiful. Okay, thanks.